Hey everyone, Sean coming to you from the shop, and as you know, we've closed down programs for the next few weeks, but that doesn't mean that we want to leave our students behind all on their own, stuck at their home for the next few weeks without anything to do. And therefore, this is a video for our students that we're going to be putting together a few projects for them to be able to do over the next little bit. And so this is a how-to video for them, and I just thought I'd let you join in on it as a Facebook crowd in case you see the project and you have the tools and the materials at home that you can do it yourself or get somebody that's with you in on this project. And so today we're starting with a step stool. So I finished up, and I know how much materials you'll need if you're doing it from home now. You'll need a 8-foot 2x4 and about 10 inches of 10 inches of 2x6. You can sub out the 2x6 for a 2x4 if you just center it on the boards on the back, and it'll be fine. So that's what you need. You can pick up that at any hardware store. But before we get into that, we're going to get into shop talk, which is our discussion time that we have a little bit about God. And so if this is a portion of shop that you normally skip, go ahead a bit in the video and get to the building part. And so what we're doing for shop talk over the next how long I'm ever doing these videos, I thought I would talk a little bit about parables. Parables are like a story, and Jesus tells parables in the Bible. And so a story like with a point to it. And so if your mom or whatever tells you don't run out across the street, you might not even hear it. But if somebody tells you a story of how they ran across the street, their phone fell out of their pocket and the bus ran over it, you might hear it a little bit more. I know that's a silly story, but there's a point to it of not running across the street. And so parable is a type of teaching in the Bible, just like there's history in the Bible. There's something called the gospel, which is things that Jesus said, and parables fit into that. There's also just Psalms, which are like songs, and wisdom literature, which is just sayings of smart things people said. And so over the course of these videos, I'm going to be talking about parables. And so stay tuned for that in your next video. So, full disclosure, I've never done this before, this step stool. But if you look at the picture I sent you, there's 4 boards on top, and each of those 4 boards are 12 inches. So I'm just going to start by doing what I know and cutting those 4 boards at 12 inches long. So I got my square, my pencil, my tape measure, and my saw is over there. And so let's do this. Alright, so can't see my face, but with a handsaw, one key is you're not pushing hard. When you push hard, the blade bends and it doesn't really cut. So what you want to do is, I often put my finger there for the guide, the first one, but you want to pull to start off with, and just, I guess I gotta do it again. Pull to start off with, and then just guide it nice and smooth. Try and follow your square line, and this is gonna turn out a lot better, but I'm not pushing hard, I'm just going smooth, full stroke of the blade. Times 4. So I just finished cutting those pieces, so now I have to cut the 2 that are 14 inches and the 2 that are 7. So I'm just getting on that now. If you're having difficulty keeping the board still while you're sawing, find a clamp if you have one around your house, or if not, find a younger brother or something to hold down the piece while you're cutting. Now your piece of 2x6, I already cut to length for you just because it was easier than giving you larger pieces and making you cut it. Now we got a pile of wood on the floor where I was just cutting from, and so we're gonna put that up on the desk and see if we can make it look like something like a step stool before we start screwing things together. So let's see what happens. Did indeed those pieces turn out to look like a step stool. So now we gotta attach some screws. So the screws I suggest you start with are the ones here, 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 down both sides. And then I would also do the ones that go into the 2x6. So the ones, one there, there, oh sorry, one there, 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 and there on both sides. That way we can hold everything together, and then I'll show you the next step. So we're taking our little hand drills and we're drilling a hole through, making sure we're not going into the desk below us, whatever we're below us, and we're drilling all the way through, getting our holes going. And yes, I'm gonna drill all the holes just like you guys are with these little hand drills. And I'll get my holes drilled and I'll start putting some screws in it. You guys should send me a video of you using these little hand tools. They're actually pretty good. I don't mind it. I got 8 holes drilled already in no time, so not so bad. So I drilled those 14 holes, up both sides there. And now I'm going to take my 3-inch screws and my Red Robertson screwdriver and put those screws in. I'm actually done mine now, and it's later, but Jacob gave me the idea that if you have a Red Robertson bit, you can put it in your little drill here, and actually it works pretty good. So that might save you a lot of time if you have a Red Robertson bit. I've decided that while I got it lined up like this, I'm going to take my drill, I'm going to go down into that second board a little bit too. And that way, it's a lot easier to screw in. See what happened? I got a little bit of a gap there because the screw's pushing up. So I'm going to unscrew it a bit and then screw it back down. This time I'm going to push down harder. So, I was thinking while I'm putting these in, that you guys should send me little shots, little clips of your video of you making this stool. Using this silly little thing, or a screwdriver instead of a drill. And we got hand saws instead of our normal organized caps. Shoot a little video, send it to me. Just because it's funny. You know what? While you're at it, we were talking about stories earlier. Why don't you send me a story? It doesn't have to be real, you can make it up, but like a funny story. You send me something. Entertain me during this week of being at home. Okay, I got the screws in. The screws are all in. And so the next step is to take our drills and we want to attach this board to this board. And so what we're going to do is drill a hole on an angle down through there and put a screw in. So I've tipped my bench up like that to drill the hole. Sometimes it's easier to start the hole, go a little bit in straight. That way you got something to grab, and then start on the angle. Next we're putting those top 2 last boards on, here and here. And if your arm is not tired yet from putting screws in, then you're taking too many breaks, alright? Or you just might be stronger than I am. And that is one bench done. One nice looking bench. A little bit of sawdust on there. Sprinkle it on there. Perfect. And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is.